my friends, and welcome to my channel. It has been a hot minute since I posted last, so I thought I'd ease myself nice and slow with Christmas in July. I am so excited to be bringing you some new and some old. We are starting it off with an oldie but a goodie. Lots of high-end Christmas ornament dupes, so I hope you enjoy it. For most of the DIYs here, I will be using these clear ornaments from Dollar Tree. For this very first one, I will also be using black acrylic paint, gold acrylic paint, blue acrylic paint, as well as bronze acrylic paint. I will also be using some cinnamon as well as some baking soda to mix into the paint. To make the baking soda paint mixture, I will be adding 1 part baking soda to 2 parts paint. And then you want to mix that well before you paint. But before I start painting, I will be removing the tags off, as well as these little hanging ribbons or ropes, because for most of them I won't be adding any ribbon, but for I think one of them I am adding my own ribbon to them to hang them on a tree. But you can leave these, or you can add any ribbon that you want, or you just like me, you don't have to add, because I will be using them more of a table decor and shelf decor than rather on a tree. So once I have my paint mixture mixed well, and you want to mix really well so you don't have any clumps, I will proceed to painting all 3 ornaments first. Once I was done painting them, I let them dry completely before I move on to the next step. For the next step, I'm going to get my paints ready. I just add some onto the paper towel, and I'm adding all the other 3, the bronze, the gold, and the blue. And then I'm going to have each of them is going to have their own paintbrush, and I'm going to apply generous amounts of just dabs of it, but generous dabs, and then I'm going to rub it in. I'm just using my hand to do so, and I just want to cover the area, in some areas heavier, in some areas lighter, so that way there's different shades of gold all around it. And then I proceed and repeat the same process with the bronze. Now once I start at the blue, I only do it in like 2 or 3 sections. I don't actually go through the whole ornament, because I'm trying to create that discolored look that some of the aged things have, like these ornaments, or even almost like the silverware, when it kind of has the different shades of blue in them, because they're so old. So that's kind of a look I'm going for.
Come on in, come on up, come on over for the merriest time of year.
So as you can see, you want the blue to be blended in well, so it's just, you just catch a hint of it looking at it. Now I repeat the same process for all for the other 2 ornaments. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, welcome. My name is Sonja, and on this channel you will find tons of home decor DIYs as well as home reno DIYs. So I hope this is something that you enjoy watching, and you press that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that notification bell as well, so that way you don't miss out any of my future uploads. And I would love to have you here as part of my YouTube family. For the last step for these ornaments, I'm going to make them not only smell good, but I'm going to add another layer of texture to them by adding some cinnamon. So I add a fairly generous amount of cinnamon sprinkle onto them, and then I take a paper towel and I rub it off. I do not wait for the paint to completely dry. It's not necessary because you had blended the paint in so well that most of it is pretty dry, and this also will help for when it's a little moist. It helps the cinnamon to stick. So I absolutely love the way these turned out. I think they're gonna look great on my tea card. You could also, like I said, add ribbon, hang them on a tree, or just add them into a bowl with some greenery. For my next DIY, I picked up these cone-shaped ornaments at Dollarama. I think they were around $3.50. So and I absolutely love the shape of them. I'm not sure what the name for the shape of an ornament it is. If you happen to know it, leave me a comment down below letting me know. I will just call them cone shaped, and I give them a spray paint. I spray paint them with white chalk paint. You want to have a lighter spray paint color if you're going to be spray painting, because of the next step. You want the next step to show, and the lighter the color, the more it's gonna show. So once they were all spray painted, I went outside and I picked up some dirt. Yep, dirt it is. So we're moving on from cinnamon and baking soda to dirt. My dirt was quite moist. That's how you want your dirt to be. Mine is moist because it was frozen and now it thawed out, so it was a little wet. You don't want a full-on mud, but you want it pretty close. I do end up adding a little bit of water for my next one, just because I found that as wet as it wasn't wet enough. So you take the dirt and then you just rub it all over the ornament, making sure to get into all the little crevices.
Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the windows in the rain.
Once I was done rubbing it, I took a clean brush and just brushed off any excess dirt that I did not want on there. And then I proceeded on taking my gilding wax and adding some gold. This is called, I think it's called aged gold that I have. And I am just adding it into different spots of the ornament, rubbing it in with the paintbrush and my hand at the same time. And this will create another dimension, give it even a more of a rustic look. The key to the dirt and to this wax is to rub it in.
We'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the windows in the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the Sanctuary. Doesn't matter, it's Christmas in my heart. Christmas, we're gonna dance.
So I do love this look. I think it almost looks like it's old wood that was painted gold, or I don't even know, but they do give me the wood look vibe. So I repeat the same process for all the other 2 ornaments. Now you can be done at this point, or I went ahead and just gave it a just light couple sprays of white at different sections. This blended it even a little bit more, and I just love the way these end up looking on my tree. I did end up adding some ribbon to them to hang them up. For ornament number 3, I am going to be using some flower, some back to my white clear ornaments, and then I'm also using black acrylic paint. So I'm going to give these a coat of paint, let them, I'm not going to let them dry before I add flower to it. So I am going to be sprinkling flour onto them, covering the whole ornament with it. And then I'm going to let it dry. I will repeat the same process for all the rest of them. Now I also want to mention that you don't have to paint these with black acrylic paint. You can do brown, you can do green, any acrylic paint that you want. Once they had dried, I take a clean brush and I just brush off all the excess flour that didn't stick off. And then I take the same gilding wax and do pretty much the same idea as the first DIY. I take the brush and then I just brush it on and rub it, swirl it, rub it in. I am mostly using the brush to rub it in, but I will use my fingers where necessary. How much gilding wax you put on, that is totally up to you. This is how I like mine to look. So I repeat the same process for the other 2. So as you can see, they are similar to the first ones, but yet different because the texture is completely different, and I just love the way these look. For the number 4, I'm back to using the clear ornaments again, and I'm using a glass or a mirrored spray. And the inspiration that I saw said mirror, but I couldn't find mirrors, so I did buy glass, and it did work. I'm creating mercury type ornaments, so I'm using that spray as well as a bronze and a gold spray, equal parts of water and vinegar spray, and then you'll need some hair dryer as well. So I do 3 sprays of this. I did learn that maybe my ornaments were a little too big just for 3, so I do end up doing about 5 sprays. Swirl it around, and then I spray some 1 or 2 sprays of vinegar and water, and just swirl it around a little bit more, and then I blow dry it. And I blow dry it until it's completely dry. Now, if you happen to have a ton of water in there, you do want to dump that out. But the swirling is absolutely necessary. As you can see, I go back in and spray some more of that mirrored, because I just felt like I wasn't getting the look that I was looking for. But I think the 5 sprays was sufficient for the larger ornaments. So once you are done swirling it around, like I said, if you think you have a lot of water in there, you might want to dump that water out before you use your hair dryer to dry it all out, and you want to keep drying it until it's fully dried in there. And make sure if there is a little bit of water out there that you do not dump it into your hair dryer. Once that was dry, I give it a spray of bronze first, then I'm gonna do gold one for the second, and the third one I'm going to do the mixture of both. So I think I gave about 3 generous sprays in there, and then I swirl it around again, and then I use the hair dryer again and dry it until it's dry. I am amazed at how these turned out and how that whole mirrored spray works. So like I said, for the next one I do exactly the same thing, but for my spray paint I am using gold, and then for the last one I will be using the combination of both of them. I think these look so good. They 100% look like they came from a unique high-end store. Now for the little ends of the ornaments, I did take them all and I just sprayed them with my bronze spray paint. You can use any spray paint you want to paint them. I just thought the bronze probably would be the best choice for the ones, the colors that I have chosen to go with. And I wanted to also mention that for all of these DIYs that I'm using the spray paint color, the metallics do work better than, let's say, a solid paint color. Although I will be using a solid spray paint in the next one. So this one was almost a bonus DIY because I had one ornament left over, and I just wanted to show you a different way that you can make the same mercury glass type of ornament. It does end up turning a little different, but it's very similar. So I fill up a tray with water, then I do give spray of the glass spray, and then the bronze and the gold, but I'm also adding a walnut brown color because I just felt like it needed another color in there. Now I'm going to take that ornament and swirl it around. How much spray paint you actually spray in there depends on how well you want this covered. I did end up adding a little bit more paint because I did feel that I didn't have enough, so keep that in mind. So probably a bit more is better than less. And I think this ornament turned out very similar to the other ones, but I think the whole process was a little bit easier. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed these DIYs. I certainly enjoyed making them. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell if you have enjoyed this video, and let me know which one was your favorite down in the comments. So until next time, hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching.
But you, these are the good times with you. Baby, this year is...
You will need 22 clothespins that I picked up at Dollar Tree. And you want to take out the metal part. And it's quite easy to do. You just take some sort of pliers. I'm just using my wire cutters just because I have them on hand. And it comes apart. Then what the next part that you're gonna do is you will hot glue the two pieces kind of opposite to what they were, because as a clothespin they're this way, and you're flipping them and hot gluing them the opposite way. And you do this for all 20. Okay, so now these are all ready. And now you're gonna take the pointy sides and gonna try and make a circle. There, and now we are going to glue them together. Thread this through. Now you could paint this any color you want. You could put glitter on it. I'm using it for my rustic tree that I have in my front foyer, which is very natural elements on it, and I'm not gonna do anything. Christmas cookie cutters, as well as acrylic paint in gray or silver, black and white, and then you will also need just some ribbon for hanging. So originally I was going to paint my cookie cutters with silver. I did intend to buy gray, but I ended up buying silver, which is more metallic. but the paint really wasn't going on the way I wanted it to. So I have decided to move on and go get my black spray paint and spray paint them black as a base coat, let that completely dry, and then dab the other paints on it. The look that I'm going for is a galvanized look. I absolutely love galvanized look anytime, but especially during Christmas time, and I have created several different pieces already when it comes to the galvanized look. And let me tell you, I am over the moon happy how these turned out. They look nothing like what they started off. They look high-end, and they look amazing on my rustic woodsy Christmas tree that's in my front hallway. So as you can see, I am just layering the paint on. After the black dried, I went with white, then I went over with black, and then I over it with silver, and then I still wasn't quite happy with the result, so I ended up mixing the black and silver, creating a more lighter gray, and I went in with that, and all those three paints mixed together just created this beautiful galvanized look. And I finished the look off with some ribbon, and here they are. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed these ideas. Let me know which one was your favorite. Make sure to check out these other videos that can give you even more DIY inspiration. So until next time, hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching.
Well, I'm all for Christmas, all the happy smiles and the wishes